world-class singer Jed Madela is celebrating 2 decades in the industry with a concert this December. What lies ahead for the OPM star? We have Here and Now, Jed Madela. Don't you like that introduction?
Yeah, I love
it's
it.
the name of your concert.
Here and Now, yeah. Thanks for having me here again.
Yeah, okay, the last time we had you, Jed, was about your art. Now
Yes.
it's about your music. 20 years in the industry. How exciting has it been the past 2 decades?
It's been a roller coaster ride. 20 years, I couldn't even. I was looking back and I was like, wow, it's been 20 years, and it seems like yesterday when I was just plucked out of the province and just went here to Manila to actually have no plans to be a singer. And I was here to be a flight attendant.
Oh,
Yeah.
a flight attendant, huh?
Yes, and then while waiting, I was singing in a bar, and I was discovered by my first manager, Ronnie Henares, and it started from there.
It started from there, and of course, you rose to fame from singing in international competitions. You were the world champion of the performing arts in 2005.
Yes, yes.
And how big was that victory for your career?
It was actually like a jump off point, because before 2005, before W Copa, I was already performing as a band singer. And you know how it is, there's a lot of talent here in the Philippines, and you just have to have that break. And when it was offered to me to represent the country, I said, let's do this, because I needed something that could like do make my career jump from that pool of artists. So when I joined the World Championships, I won Grand Champion Performer of the World, and it started from there.
But you know what, Jed? You are a standout. I mean, even though there is a cutthroat competition across the industry, even if I'm sleeping, I know it's a Jed Madela singing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's actually very challenging because people in the Philippines, there's a lot of amazing talent, and you really have to have your edge. And during that time when I was starting, there was a lot of artists who were also trying to penetrate the mainstream showbiz. So I'm very blessed. I'm very happy that I was given opportunity to represent the country, and that was where my jump off point was.
So up until today, Jed, you have to constantly evolve and give your audience something new and something unique?
Yes. In my case, I established my brand. So when I started, I was the first male belter, right? Because everybody was like, there were all the female belters, like Regine, there was Shireen Regis, there was Rachel Ango, and there was no male belter, and that was my edge. So when I established that image, it all started from there, and eventually I had to learn how to go with the times, because of course there's change, and people would like this style, and then they would move on to the next one. So you have to adapt, because you'll be left out. So eventually I had to evolve from that belter. I had to whatever is the uso or the in thing, I would try to inject it into my style.
So who is the Jed Madela of today that we will be hearing in Here and Now, the 20th anniversary concert?
Well, normally when we celebrate anniversaries, the past anniversaries were all throwbacks and looking back into how I started. But this time, the theme of Here and Now is your stories, my music. Because I realized that in the past 20 years, I've heard so many stories of people who used my songs as their theme songs of their lives. Like there's a couple who would tell me that when they met in this restaurant, my song was playing and it became their theme song. May hugot. And then when this guy or this girl had their breakup, they had this theme song. So
from Jed Madela. That's a sad part.
That's a sad part. But I'm happy that somehow, because of my music, I became part of their lives. So that's the theme of Here and Now. It's their stories, my music.
All right, let's take a look at your first 10 years in the industry.
Okay.
What were some of the major highlights? What would you remember the most?
I think it would be establishing myself. Establishing myself and proving to my dad that I was made for this industry, because my dad didn't want me to get into showbiz.
He wanted you to become a flight attendant.
Yes, and be in a stable job, and but the first 10 years it was more of establishing myself, and then the next 5 years it was more of giving back to the fans, and looking back on how I evolved as an artist from this band singer to somebody who started establishing myself as an inspirational belter. And now on the 20th year, it's more of being part of people's lives.
But what are the key events from the 11th year up until the 20th year?
I think it would be more of the moments that the opportunities that was given when I would mentor the young artists. It was giving back already, because when it comes to performing with different artists, I've already tried singing with all the big artists here in the Philippines.
And of course, you have Martin Rivera and Regine Velasquez in your concert.
Yes, I'm very happy, because people have been asking why them. I said
they defined your career.
Yes, they
Their
did.
music defined your career.
Yes, I'm a balladeer, and Martin was my first influence. I remember my cassette tape. My first cassette tape was a Martin Rivera -1.
And which song do you love among all the hits of Martin Rivera?
Be My Lady.
Oh my goodness.
Be My Lady, Ikaw ang lahat sa akin, Each Day with You. Those were his classics.
What about for Regine Velasquez?
Regine Velasquez, I remember when I was younger, I had a super high voice, and I could only sing the Regine songs. I couldn't sing the Martins and the Garys. So I would listen only to them. But with the Regine, I think it would be Narito Ako, her one of her biggest songs, and Sana Maulit Muli, her version of Sana Maulit
Those
Muli.
are fantastic songs. And of course, everybody also knows that you are an art toy designer.
Yes.
The last time we had you were talking about your art toys. How do you divide your time, balance your time between painting, visual arts, designing art toys, and music?
It's more of how I feel, because there are times that when I'm obliged to do it, sometimes it doesn't work well. So, the feeling, like, even, time doesn't even matter. If I'm kind of sleepy, but then I have ideas, I have to work. I have to do something in order for it to come out. So, it depends on the mood. It depends on how I feel.
Wow, it will be a very busy 2024. Art and music for Jed Madela.
I know.
Please invite our viewers on The Final Word to your solo concert.
Yes.
This coming December.
Yes, I'd like to invite everybody to come and watch my concert. It's called Here and Now, Your Stories, My Music. This is on December 10, 8 p.m. at the theater at Soler. For tickets, please go to ticketworld.com.ph. And of course, with my very special guests, Martin Rivera and Regine Velasquez.
For sure, a full house concert for
I
Jed
hope so.
Madela
I hope so.
on his 20th anniversary concert, Here and Now. Jed, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us on The Final Word.